So in the last video, we had discussed about the concept of inner join. So where we mentioned the columns that we are picking up, from which table we are picking, and then from which tables we are picking, and then on what columns we are matching. Same, the query stays the same with a slight modification when it comes to outer join. What we do here is that we copy the entire query, and then instead of writing it as an inner join, we call it as an outer join. Now, as I mentioned earlier, outer joins are of three types. One is full outer join, one is left outer join, and another one is the right outer join. In this video, we'll be talking about the full outer join. So here we write full outer join. Now, before we run this query, let us try and understand what exactly happens in case of a full outer join. So these were the tables that we had for our comparison purposes, right? So I'll paste them here. And this was the output that was for inner join. So let me recreate the output for outer joins. So in case of outer join, what happens is, unlike inner join, where the rows will be shown only when they're present in both the tables, outer join does not care. It's like a union. Okay, it will do the comparison for every row in this table and also a comparison for every row in this table. Okay, in case they're matching, it will populate. In case they're not matching, then also it will populate. But how does it do that? We'll be explaining in this tutorial. So, as we have mentioned always, that SQL compares things row by row. And in this case, it will do the exact same thing. It will first of all compare this row with all the rows in this table. So first it picks up this row, and then for every presence, it will repeat. So A is present only once, so it copies this thing and pastes here. B, again it copies, and B is present again only once. It copies and pastes here. C from this table, third row, and C is present only once. So it picks up this value and pastes them here. D is copied, so we are going row by row on this table. So again, we are going row by row. D is present once, copied, pasted, then it goes again, goes down, and D is present again. So it copies and pastes it here. So this D value is, then comes column E, sorry, row E. Again, row is present once and present twice. So it will do it this way, and this will be copied and pasted. Then comes F. F is present again twice. Done. This row will be picked, and this row will also be picked and pasted. Then comes I. I is present only once. So this is picked and pasted. Then comes M. In case of M, it is not there in this table at all. So in case of an inner join, it would have dropped this and moved to the next row. But outer join behaves slightly different. It will copy this, and since it is not there in the right table, it will fill these values as null or empty. Same thing will happen for the next row where it is n. Paste here. Again, it becomes null, null, and it moves on. And goes to the next record, that is A, already present. Paste it here, picks this value, pastes again. B, copies, pastes, pick the value here, and paste. And it has checked that is it there in multiple records or not. So yes, it is only there only for one record. It is not there for multiple records, so only one paste has happened. Then comes the row number C. Only one record is present, and copied this and paste it here. Then comes column D. One record is present and pasted. Sorry, two records, one for this and one for this. So two occurrences will happen here, and this one and this one. So this would complete the scan that SQL will do on the left table. It won't stop here in case of a full outer join. It will move ahead for the right table and then compare again. Okay. Now, first thing, it checks for row number, the first row where the value is A. as we have seen that it is already present here, right? So SQL understands that since it is already present here, this combination has already been taken care of while it was scanning this table or the left table. So it will ignore and move on. Same thing will happen for B. It checks B is already present here, and since it is present here, it was taken care of during the scanning and it is already being noted down. It goes on for A, B, C, D, E, F, and F. But if you see G is not mentioned in this table at all, what would SQL do in this case, in case of full auto join? Will it skip it or will it not? In case of full auto join, it will not skip. It will pick this value and paste it here because these two columns have come from table 2. And since the value is not present in table 1, it will populate these values as null. Okay. I'll just copy this and paste them here. Then it moves on to H. H is also not present. So same thing happens for H. When I is present, I is already covered. J is not present. So it will pick up J and paste it here. K not present. L not present. So it will pick these two here. And then D, E, F, and G. So here you see that this D is already present here. So it will not cover because it is already taken care of when Excel was scanning on this. Then comes EFG again, right? And if you remember, E was also scanned once more, right? So all these, okay, sorry, F was there, but G was not present here, right? So it was not scanned. So it will pick this one and paste it here. For these values, it will make them as null. So for better visualization, I'll just color them in a different color and then show them to you. In total, there are 23 records out here, and let's see it in pgadmin. Here, if I go and I run this, you see 23 records have come. Let's copy this entire thing and paste it in Excel and see how it behaves. So I'll paste it here, and then I'll copy the same field names and paste them here. I'll again do the same exercise. I know that this entire combination is unique. And if you see here, the moment I copied, something funny happened. This thing moved ahead. So this is a crazy thing that happens when you copy data from SQL and paste it in Excel and so on and so forth. Okay. So first of all, I'll just rearrange the data. I know that since these three were null, this data has moved this much ahead. So I'll just cut it here and paste them here. And this will look very similar to what is in pgadmin. Let's see. Here you see these are null, right? These ones starts from I, so it starts from L, J, double G, and HK, and these are null. And here again L, J, double G, H, and K, and these are all null. Similarly, these are blank for MN. So if you see for MN, these two are blank. Now let's since these are blank, I'll just populate these numbers here, these values here, for easier understanding. Similar to what we did for inner joins, we know that this entire combination, that T1C1 R1, T1C2 R1, A, T2C2 R1 is unique. We'll check that out. So, but for that, first of all, we need to concatenate all these now values. And again, if you are not comfortable with Excel and you want to know more, then you can always check out the other tutorial that we have on Excel. We would concatenate them and we would ensure that these values are occurring only once and each row is unique. So for that, I would be using this function called COUNTIF, where I select this range and then I compare this value in that range. Just a minute, comma, this value. Oops, sorry, equals to COUNTIF. I select the range. So if you see, each data is occurring only once. If it occurred twice, then it would have shown as 2. Let me explain that, show that to you as an example. I just repeated this one here, pasted it as a value. Okay, so this thing has repeated twice, and if I drag it, it is showing once because the reference is not correct. So I'll do it here is equal to COUNTIF, and this entire range. How many times has this occurred? This says 2. So this is how we say we find out if a value has occurred only once or not. I'll do the same exercise here, and we'll see that these all combinations are all unique. So again, I'll do this concatenate this comma this comma this comma this comma this comma this, and I pull it off all the way here. Equals to COUNTIF in this range, this value, and again here you see that all of them are unique. And we see that there are like 23 records here and 23 records here. In order to compare if they are right or not, if like these two lists are same or not, I will simply copy this entire thing and I paste it as values. I special as values, and then I would sort it in an alphabetical order. And I do the same exercise here. I copy this, paste it here, and as values, and then I sort it in the alphabetical order. And then I compare these two is equal to this equals to this. This is true. There's another way of doing it is that if this equals to this, then say it's a match, else you say no match. Okay, it's saying a match. All these are matching. I drag this down and see all of them are matching. This is how a full outer join works as compared against a left out or against an inner join. I'll again reiterate the difference. Inner join would only pick the values which are there in both the tables. Okay, if it is there here as well as here, then only it will show. Whereas in case of an outer join or full outer join, if there's a value in the left table but it's not there in the right table, then it will populate null against the values against the columns that were supposed to be picked up from the right table. And again, same thing happens for right table also. If it is there only in the right table but not in the left table, then it will populate the values as null for the fields that are supposed to be picked up from the left table. So this brings us to the end of a full outer join. And in the next videos, we'll be talking about left outer join and right outer join and the significance. As a precursor to that, if I say here, like in case of an inner join, it picks up only these ones where none of the values is a null. So let me pick this one, this much, paste them here, these much, paste them here, just a minute, and paste them here. You see there will be 15 records, right? 15. And this is the same 15 records, right? So that's how it works. So this is actually the left outer inner join output. Let's do a comparison again. I just simply copy this part, paste them here. And if you see, this is concatenating this one, and all of these are unique, right? I copy these ones, I paste them as values, and I pick the output of the left outer join. That was this, sorry, output of the inner join. I copy this and I paste them here as values, again as values, and then I compare this with this. Oh, sorry, I have not sorted them out. So I'll sort continue the current selection. Okay. And I sort this one also. Okay. And here you see all are matching. So this is the difference between an inner join and full outer join. Thank you.